The internet didn't just react, it exploded the moment 50 Cent once again took aim at Floyd Mayweather Jr. This time with claims so bold and so shocking that they instantly spread across social media platforms in the United States and the United Kingdom, raising serious questions about whether the undefeated boxing icon who built an empire around wealth and success could actually be facing hidden financial pressure behind the scenes. And as soon as those words hit the internet, millions of fans were pulled into a story that felt too dramatic to ignore. To truly understand why this situation has captured so much attention, you have to look at the history between these two figures, because this isn't just a random accusation or a one-time comment. This is a feud that has been building for years, starting from what once appeared to be a close friendship before turning into a public rivalry filled with constant back-and-forth exchanges. And over time that rivalry has evolved into something that blurs the line between entertainment and reality, making it difficult for audiences to know what is genuine and what is exaggerated. What makes this latest claim particularly explosive is the way it challenges the very foundation of Mayweather's public image, because Floyd Mayweather has spent years presenting himself as the ultimate symbol of financial success, famously adopting the nickname Money and consistently showcasing a lifestyle filled with luxury cars, private jets, and massive stacks of cash, creating an image that suggests complete financial dominance. And when someone like 50 Cent publicly questions that image, it immediately creates a sense of shock. According to 50 Cent, the reality behind that image might be very different, suggesting that massive spending, ongoing business obligations, and a high-cost lifestyle could be placing pressure on Mayweather's finances. But it's important to recognize that these statements are being made in the context of a personal feud and are not confirmed by verified financial reports, which means that while they are attention-grabbing, they should also be approached with caution. Despite the lack of confirmed evidence, the impact of these claims has been significant, because in today's digital environment, perception can spread faster than facts, and once a narrative like this gains momentum, it can quickly evolve into something much bigger than the original statement, with people adding their own interpretations, assumptions, and theories, creating a wave of discussion that becomes difficult to control. Floyd Mayweather's career earnings are well documented, with some of the biggest fights in boxing history contributing to his financial success, including his bout with Manny Pacquiao and his crossover event with Conor McGregor, both of which generated enormous revenue and solidified his position as one of the highest-paid athletes of all time. And those facts make the idea of financial struggle seem unlikely to many observers. However, financial success in sports does not always guarantee long-term stability, because managing large amounts of money comes with its own set of challenges, including investments, expenses, taxes, and business ventures, all of which can influence a person's financial situation in ways that are not always visible to the public, and that complexity is part of why stories like this gain traction. As the claims continued to spread, fans began revisiting past interviews, social media posts, and public appearances involving both individuals, looking for clues that might support or contradict the narrative. And this process of collective investigation often adds another layer of intrigue, even when concrete answers remain out of reach. Media outlets across the USA and UK quickly picked up the story, with headlines highlighting the controversy and analysts offering different perspectives, some viewing the situation as a continuation of a long-standing feud, while others used it as an opportunity to discuss broader topics related to wealth, image, and the pressures faced by high-profile athletes. Another factor that cannot be ignored is the role of social media in amplifying controversy, because platforms designed to maximize engagement often prioritize content that generates strong reactions, and a story involving two well-known figures, large sums of money, and bold accusations is exactly the kind of content that spreads rapidly. For 50 Cent, making statements like these can serve multiple purposes, including maintaining relevance, engaging his audience, and reinforcing his public persona, while for Mayweather, the decision of whether or not to respond becomes a strategic choice that can influence how the narrative develops. If Mayweather chooses to respond directly, it could either clarify the situation or add more fuel to the fire depending on how the response is perceived, while remaining silent could allow the story to fade over time or lead to further speculation, making it a complex decision with no guaranteed outcome. At the same time, it's important to consider that public feuds often involve exaggeration and performance, meaning that not everything said should be taken at face value, and understanding this dynamic is essential when analyzing claims that emerge from such rivalries. The reaction from fans has been intense, with online discussions ranging from disbelief to curiosity, as people try to determine whether there could be any truth behind the claims or whether this is simply another example of how quickly narratives can spread in the digital age. Some fans have pointed out that maintaining a luxury lifestyle requires significant ongoing expenses, which could theoretically create financial pressure even for someone with substantial earnings, while others argue that Mayweather's continued involvement in exhibitions and business ventures suggests ongoing income. The debate has also sparked conversations about financial literacy and the challenges that athletes face when transitioning from active competition to long-term financial management, highlighting an issue that extends beyond this specific situation. As more voices join the discussion, the story continues to evolve, with new opinions, interpretations, and perspectives being added, creating a dynamic narrative that changes with each new piece of information. Despite all the attention, one key point remains unchanged: there has been no confirmed evidence to support the specific claims being made, which means that the story currently exists primarily as a topic of discussion rather than a verified report. This distinction is important because it reminds audiences to approach such stories with a critical mindset, recognizing the difference between speculation and confirmed information. At the same time, the story demonstrates how powerful a well-crafted narrative can be, especially when it involves recognizable figures and dramatic claims, because even without confirmation it can capture widespread attention. For Mayweather, maintaining his brand and public image will likely remain a priority, as it plays a significant role in his business ventures and overall influence within the sport and beyond. For 50 Cent, continuing to engage in public commentary ensures that his voice remains part of the conversation, reinforcing his presence in both entertainment and media. As the situation continues to develop, it remains to be seen whether any new information will emerge that could clarify the claims or shift the narrative in a different direction. Until then, the story serves as an example of how quickly information can spread and how easily perception can shape public opinion. It also highlights the importance of verifying information before accepting it as fact, especially in an environment where sensational headlines are designed to capture attention. In the end, whether these claims turn out to be accurate or not, they have already achieved one major outcome: they have brought significant attention back to both individuals and sparked a global conversation. And in today's media landscape, that level of attention is often the most valuable currency of all.